6-6 and 6-7 today, tomorrow. We ain't got nothing. There is no aspect within a 3-degree orb, which is awesome. Gives us some time to really integrate this Venus in Leo because, oh yes, don't want to forget because that's going to bring us to 6-8, which Venus in Leo squares the North Node in Taurus at 3 degrees and 5 minutes. Not only does Venus ingress into Leo, but as we have been talking about, all ingresses into a new sign with our planetaries mean that they have to meet Pluto. So she met with Pluto right after she ingressed. I think it was like 3 hours into her ingress. And I got this image of like Pluto being strong and tough, like in the corner, and Venus just like enters this realm of fire and she is like basking in the glow, and then Pluto just like sucks all the air out of the room and all the fire just goes with it. It's like, done. Listen, you have to come meet with me. We have to talk. And I love that Pluto is here every step of the way this year, really checking in with us, really giving us the opportunity before we just go fucking ham sandwich in a sign, and before we just go out there and like willy-nilly put all of our shit out there. Pluto is really like there to say, how does this fit within the bigger plan? How does this fit towards your self-mastery? How does this fit towards your transformation? How does this, et cetera, and on and on and on, depending upon what planet is moving into what sign. Pluto has that number. So she gets in with Pluto. Then on 6-8, she meets up with the North Node. And that has also been a theme over these last couple of months. So coming off of that opposition with Pluto, this is a hit to future, to the destiny, right? To the unknown, to where are we going? What is all of this happening? What is happening? And I wrote down, which I love that the word is here because it essentially was like, so hey, things aren't always supposed to be known. Hold the vision and trust the process. Mantra that. Mantra, hold the vision and trust the process. Because that is what this Venus Leo square North Node, we had the Four of Swords come out. This is trust in the process, right? This is, I am in deep meditation, holding this vision, making sure that this vision is coming to light, and I am trusting that all of these swords just don't come crashing down on me. I am trusting that as I lay here, as I take this opportunity to hold that vision, that it will come to fruition as I continue to go down my path. Trust what has happened. Trust what's happened over this last year and a half as the North Node has been in this Taurus Scorpio axis. Trust what came up for you. Trust that what you went through, because we all went through stuff, as Taurus and Scorpio, the North Node and the South Node was moving through that access point. Things changed. Things occurred. Trust that that was the best thing for you. Trust that what happened is on purpose. It happened for you. Trust that what you learned. Trust yourself, right? This is a lot about trusting self. Trust yourself. Like, what have you learned? And go forth and make it the best version for you in your journey. That's what Venus is here to do in Leo, is what was this learning? It could have been really messy. It didn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can look like a hot mess, and Venus can come in and clear it up. Make it like the Five of Cups. Yeah, this is not lamenting time, right? Like, this is understand where you're going. So, and I forget the name, the Japanese bowls or the Japanese art form. Somebody pop it in the chat or put it in the comments after. But that Japanese art form where when things get broken, they mend them back together with gold. That is exactly what's happening right now. Is it this trusting that this journey that you went through, this Four of Swords and Five of Cups journey, this like hard fought, hard won battle of self, of everything as the nodes have been going through Taurus and Scorpio, that Venus now can come in and make it the best for you. make it the best version of yourself. Take away, chip away at this hard stone of this, sarcophagus, chip away at, wait, it's not a sarcophagus, is it? Well, chip away this hard stone at the, that's on this Four of Swords. And then also pick these cups back up and fill them back up, right? Turn this person around and show that there are Two of Cups behind them, that there's still all of this energy that's available to them. So again, it goes back to be mindful of fixed mindset. Be mindful of victim blaming. Be mindful that how are you reacting to what you've been through? Know that it's for the higher purpose. Then on 6/9, Mercury in Taurus will square Neptune in Pisces at 27 degrees, 34 minutes. And it is time to pull another card. We have Kenaz. This is Torch. Knowledge, new outlook, creation, understanding, ideas, inspiration, vision, inner guidance, and enlightenment. I'm just pulling at this point whenever they tell me to. When I get the ding, cards being pulled. So we'll get to Mercury, Taurus, square Neptune, and Pisces here in a second. Let's find out more about this rune. 6. All right, so torch. The literal meaning is torch. The shape of the room symbolizes a beam of light, and it is associated with knowledge, understanding, and clarity. It sheds light on a situation. That connection between torch and knowledge is etymological as well as metaphorical. The root Ken is very ancient and goes right back to the source of Indo-European languages. The K in the English known is from the same root. The word can, knowing how to do something, is related, as is the German kennen, to be acquainted with a person as opposed to being familiar with a fact. Kenaz is a powerful rune. It may suggest a sudden insight, a light bulb moment that helps us to view our circumstances with clarity. The querent should be ready to embrace innovative ideas and new approaches. If you have been unclear about your direction, this will light the way. Knowledge involves sharing ideas with others and learning from what has gone before. It is no coincidence that it is associated with the owl, which can see what others can't and is linked with wisdom. The torch gives warmth as well as light. Thus, this symbolizes the fire of creativity. Venus and Leo. This is a positive time for crafts and artistic pursuits, so Venus and Leo, or perhaps another creative act, the birth of a child. So, coming out right as we got done talking about Venus, Leo square the North Node in Taurus. Insight coming in, clarity coming in, a new way to see things coming in, new perspective. It goes back to our original rune for this entire day, this entire Twitchy Tuesday session comes back to this mutability as we move through Gemini season, as those ideas come through. We're here. We got the torch. All right, Mercury, Taurus, square Neptune, Pisces, 27 degrees, 34 minutes. So this is really about applying what I kind of read into this. Mercury has been in Taurus for a significant amount of time, more time than normal because he had his retrograde here. And Mercury, in the earth sign, especially in a fixed earth sign, Mercury is, let's see what pops out here. 5 of Cups. Mercury's stuck. Mercury trudges through Taurus, especially with his retrograde. It's a slowdown. It's an extreme slowdown. It's something that needs to be, again, this retrograde needed to be relooked at, needed to be really understood, needed to have time be taken, not to have that initial reactionary moment. And now that he's on the other side, this is at 27 degrees, so he's almost done, about ready to head into Gemini. He'll head into Gemini 2 days after this. He first meets up with Neptune, which I just kind of read into. We got the Devil and the Hierophant coming out. I read into as like applying otherworldly expertise, the Hierophant and the Devil, to your very worldly conversations, this Five of Cups. So, here is the earth, here is grounded, here's the feelings, here's the thought processes of all that's going on. And Neptune, the square to Neptune is like, bro, I'm here. I told you. We've had this conversation. You forgot. Look to the otherworldly areas. Look to the higher self. Look to, look above. Look within. Look in these other areas. Like, don't forget about the woo. Like, can we not forget about the woo? Right? We don't want to live in the woo. We don't want to like dive into the woo and stay there, right? All of that. But there is purpose for it. Go back to that. Go back to the things again as you've been on your journey. If things have changed for you, if you were, for years just in the woo, sucked in, doing all the things like this super higher spiritual, and then became more grounded into the earth, it's okay to tap back into some of those things. It's okay to go back there. Go back to the beyond, connect back. I mean, some of this is even beyond us, right? Connect into the galactic experience, connect into higher realms, higher guides. And then, as Mercury's moving through, as Mercury then leaves Taurus and heads into his home sign in 2 days, Mercury can take all of that with him and then apply it. Bring it forward, just dissect it a little bit more, understand it a little bit more. What did the Devil have to offer? What did the Hierophant have to offer? Because these are two very different energies, right? The Devil and the Hierophant. And they both have value. They both have something to offer. They both have ideas on how to turn these cups around and on how to take these two cups and make, maybe, like, again, this could be the Devil's like, F those cups. We don't need those damn cups. You got two behind you, bro. Turn around. Where the Hierophant could be, hey, I know how you can pick these up. And then if you actually take these other two, now you have five. One's not better than the other. This is all about you and your journey and your discernment and how you're going to be processing through all of that as Mercury, first of all, will trine Pluto before he ingresses into Gemini. And that trine is a big one. That one is one because he's got to get here first, get the information, bring it to Pluto, right? Get this information, whatever is happening here, this conversation, bring it to Pluto. And that's where we are going to head right now, which is on 6/11, 6/10. There's the conversation between Mercury and Neptune. That's what we want to focus on. But on 6/11, Mercury will trine Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. Mercury is still in Taurus. And wait for it. This happens at 30 degrees. What? That is... Now we've had a lot of 0 degree things that have occurred over this year. I can't remember the last time I was like in studying astrology when as an active study where I have seen something happen at the 30 degree point between two planets, especially this outer planet and this. Like it just doesn't come into my mindset. Obviously it happens all the time, right? It's not to say that it never happens, but since I've been studying this, to me like really stuck out as, whoa, 30 degrees, that is full completion. That's full completion for Pluto. That is full completion for Mercury and Taurus. That is Pluto retrograde heading just back into Capricorn. So he's already been here. Like there's a lot about this that, again, it's Mercury and Pluto have really steadily been working with each other this whole year. This whole year, they have been doing some things together. And I actually think typically I normally say like Pluto, right? We talked about Venus, like Pluto's got something to give Venus. I actually think this is the other way around. I think Mercury has something to give Pluto. And with that Devil and the Hierophant card that came out, that might be what it is. That there's like something that Pluto needs to know. Because don't forget, Mercury is finishing his time in Taurus, an earth sign. Pluto is going back to Capricorn, an earth sign. It's almost like Pluto has spent, and I mean, it's only been a couple of months, but he has spent enough time in Aquarius that Mercury is like, bruh, here's what's happened. Hold on. You need to sit down and get a drink. Like, you need to get a drink. You need to get a cigar because we got something to talk about. You're not going to believe the shit that's been going on Earth, in the Earth, as you've been in Aquarius. Like, we got to go over this. Let me lay it out for you. Let me bring it down. There's just something that Pluto needs to know. And that might end up being how Pluto moves through and reacts and does the things that he does as he's retrograding back into Capricorn, back to 27 degrees. So right after this trine, though, Mercury then goes straight into Gemini. So it's like, hey, before I literally take off and fly, let me get you this information. Like, I ain't got a lot of time. I gotta catch a red eye, so I gotta go. And then the same day, so this is all on the 11th. Mercury, Taurus. So let's revert that. Pluto retrograde will head into Capricorn first. Then Mercury and Taurus will trine Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. Then Mercury will head into Gemini. And as all of that is going on, Venus makes her first square to Jupiter in Taurus at 5 degrees 38 minutes. We talked about that already with the Venus and Leo, how Jupiter is here, her brother. That we're not going to cover that. We're going to cover this Mercury and this Pluto retrograde in Capricorn more, but that also happens on the 11th. So as these other conversations are happening, again, this is where don't know how to discern between the Two of Cups. Just like the word, you can have both things be true at once. You can listen to Pluto and Mercury and listen to Venus square Jupiter. You can do both of these things at once. It's being prepared. It's knowing they're going to happen. It's listening in those quiet spaces. It's tuning inside, right? This is probably why Mercury square Neptune is happening first, because it is going to allow us to tap in. It's going to give us that moment to tap in, to be prepared for what's coming up. So let's talk about Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. So ingressing back into Capricorn, honestly, like, here we crumble. Here we crumble. Like, I'm ready. Bring it on, Pluto. Like, we're ready. We're ready for you to transform. We're ready for you to, like, just scrub away all of the shit that's been caked on. My husband and I right now are watching Silo, and it's like Pluto's going out to clean. If you guys are watching Silo, drop it in the chat, drop it in the comments. It's a great show on Apple TV, but this is like Pluto's going out to clean. I got to clean up all this shit that just happened since I've been in Aquarius. So he's going to dig up some things. Just know he will absolutely be digging up. He doesn't give two fucks about your feelings. That is Pluto. Feelings are not involved in this decision. The only thing that Pluto is, and we have the, actually, I'm going to get three. So we have the Four of Cups, we have Temperance, and we have Ace of Swords. The only thing that Pluto cares about is self-mastery, your highest transforming at the highest level possible and making sure that you're moving in your direction. He wants to provide you with that level of power and autonomy within yourself. And he does that through many different ways. Again, does not care about your feelings. He's not going to give this bone to you with this Four of Cups. This isn't right. It comes back to our initial rune. It comes back to sometimes it's just about changing your mindset about something. Sometimes it's just about, like, here in this Four of Cups, he's like all lamenting here, right? Because we're so sad. Pluto doesn't give a fuck about our feelings. Wah, boo-hoo, me. When Pluto's like, bro, look, I got this cup right here. What you doing? Look up. Change your mindset. Do that. That doesn't get you to your self-mastery. That doesn't get you where you need to do. It doesn't get you into a space of power. It doesn't allow you to have one foot in the 3D, one foot in the ether, pouring and being able to discern and make decisions that is best for you, for your journey. That's what Pluto wants. That's what Pluto wants. He wants to, he's going to be very clear. He wants to give the gift of clarity. He wants to give the gift of that deep Ace of Swords, of that deep transformation. I am definitely watching on banks and establishments. Pluto really did a number on banks in his transit through Capricorn. I don't see why that was, since 2008 is when he got into Capricorn. I don't see why that would change now just because he's ingressing back into Capricorn. But that is one of my predictions. Again, Astrology IRL will definitely have that out there for you. But on October 11th is when he will station retrograde. So and that will be at 27. I'm sorry. He will station direct at 27 degrees, 53 minutes of Capricorn, and then start to work his way back into Aquarius. He is not done in Capricorn. So whatever you see in his first ingress into Capricorn, take note of, because he is going to be doing it again. And then he's going to do it again. So he doesn't officially land in Aquarius until I believe it's November of 2024. So with Pluto still in Aquarius, as we're having this Twitchy Tuesday discussion, I thought it would be good because a lot about technology is kind of where Pluto seems to be having his initial debut in Aquarius, AI in particular, as well as, I mean, you know, it is no wonder Apple releases their virtual reality goggles, right? While Pluto is still in Aquarius, even though he is retrograde. So I'm interested to see how that all kind of processes out. But Queen of Pentacles wanted to show their face, but I actually, oh, there we go. Okay, I think my computer might have froze. So Queen of Pentacles showed its face. So I actually went to ChatGPT. I love AI. I think it's, I think there is a really, again, it's all about how you use it, right? They're tools. These are all tools. At one time, the car was a really scary concept. The phone was a really scary concept. There's all these things and advancements in technology that it's all in the tool and how you use them. So I thought it would be fun. I actually did type in to ChatGPT asking for a prompt on Pluto's return to Capricorn. So I'm going to read that. And we'll see where this Queen of Pentacles fits in. So ChatGPT stated, Pluto's return to Capricorn signifies a period of transformation where deep-seated structures and systems may undergo a process of upheaval and regeneration. Well, hi, Queen of Pentacles, right? That's what she rules, these structures and systems on the earth, these major structures and systems that regulate us as human, spiritual beings having a human experience, right? That's part of that human experience regulation. This energy encourages us to confront our shadow aspects, release what no longer serves us, and embrace personal and collective transformation. There we go. So that was your AI generated Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. All right, last one up is Mercury in Gemini. We need to hand clap. We need to enjoy all of this moment. I am so ready for Mercury to get in Gemini. I am a Gemini ascendant. I am a mercurial ruled individual. So this is going to be great, but holy F is it going to be fast. Do not sleep on this energy. So first of all, hallelujah. Let's just throw that out there. Praise to all. And don't waste time, because he is literally going into Gemini on 6/11 and exiting Gemini on 6/26. 8 of Pentacles. Look, work already better be getting done, right? He's got to finish these 2 pentacles by the time 626 comes around. So don't stop, don't slow down, keep going, keep pushing. It's Mercury in Gemini. In Gemini season, we're going to have a new moon in Gemini. So this is a lot of finally our brains really interpreting information, really getting the go ahead to like, okay, think, quick action and thought, quick understanding, quick discernment, and in a way that is hopefully very grounded. We have pentacles here. Stay grounded. Keep your feet on the ground. Keep working on what you're working on. Don't be like, oh, shiny object. Yay, let's go over here and do this. Clear the mind if the mind is getting overwhelmed, because there is the magician. There is a lot of energy right now, a lot of Gemini energy that's very mutable. It's different than the energy signatures that we have been living in since the beginning of the year. It could feel very chaotic. The word I wrote down with all of this Gemini energy right now was Adderall. That's what it could feel like. Anxiety, overwhelmed, overworked. So it's about staying grounded. It's about keeping to your values, keeping to the things that we've been working through, talking about, understanding, journaling about, all of the keeping to what is in front of you and where you're headed, what you're creating, what you're magician, what you're alchemizing. Stay there. Stay there as all of this mutable Gemini energy goes around. Have a parking lot. I love this trick. Go get yourself a whiteboard, get yourself a page in your journal in the back, get a whole new journal if you want, and call it the parking lot. As this Gemini season begins to go everywhere, take your parking lot, write all your ideas down, put it in the back of the book, write it down, leave it there, allow it to marinate there. Stay focused on what you're doing. Stay focused on what you're already alchemizing. Stay focused on what is already in front of you. Allow that to be there. But give your brain, give this Gemini mutable energy the space that it deserves to be creative, to be free, especially with Venus and Leo, especially with all the other energies we have going on. Allow it that opportunity to be generative, to be creative, here, the torch, be the torch, right? Allow it to do that and give it that space. And that's why the parking lot is such a wonderful thing, because you get it out, you honor it. You honor the fact that that was a thought, that is an idea that is worth looking into. It's not a no, it's a not now. So, with Jupiter in Taurus, Jupiter's being this big brother. We love Jupiter as the big brother. He is hopefully allowing the habits that you built in this Taurus, as we've gone through Taurus, as we've had, again, those nodes, as all of the things in the Taurian areas have been, Uranus there, right? Have been uprooted and everything. It's habits built, this Eight of Pentacles, so it can provide this large scale grounding for you. It can provide and amplify this grounding for you to keep you focused on what you're creating now and not a possibility of what you may want to create in the future. We're here. We're now. Okay. So that is where we're at. They're telling me we're done. I'm calling it. We are done. That is your Twitchy Tuesday for this week of 6/6.